Dave Brown here at ringside with all these folks, and we are ready to go with another day of USWA Championship Wrestling. Corey Macklin's taking the day off. He'll be back next week. Today, what a day we got. By the way, big announcement. I'm sure many of you wrestling fans have already heard, but there's a new unified world champion. The King, Jerry Lawler, this past week defeated Kamala to take that belt back, the belt that many fans consider to be his anyway. So Lawler, in fact, is the new USWA unified world champion. Today, the Moondogs are scheduled to be here a little bit later on. Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler scheduled to be here as a tag team. We'll introduce you to Rex Hargrove, young wrestler that I think's got a rather bright future in the USWA. More about him later on. Brian Christopher will be teamed with Man of the 90s in a tag team match. And that big team that we had here last week that we introduced you to, the Power Twins. They're due back, too. A lot of action coming up right here in the ring. We'll be back to get going right after this. I'm glad you're here. I'd like for you to take a look at some videotape right here. Eric Embry. Maybe I can refresh your memory just a little bit if it needs it. Eric Embry, take a look at what happened. Just remember this, all right?
Well, action is still going on, even though all Jarrett and Embry got pin covered. Here comes a move. What in the world has he got in there? He's got some kind of stuff. That thing is steaming. What is it? Some kind of hot liquid, Joe. He threw it in Embry's eyes over there. I don't know what it was in that thing. A cup full of some kind of stuff. Moondog spot, the other Moondog came in here with that junk and threw it right in Embry's eyes and caught Embry with it. Oh, what in the world was it? The stuff was steaming. I don't know what it was. He caught Eric Embry right in the eyes with it. Some of the fans have got some cups of ice at ringside trying to cool Embry off. Well, we're going to need some medical help for Eric.
Well, I tell you what, I don't want an explanation from you. We saw what happened, but let me tell you, after several weeks of medical treatment and very intense medical treatment, get ready because Eric Embry is back and had these words. Just listen.
Because I got a message I want to send to Richard Lee and the Moondogs. Well, you see that the television camera's here. And Moondogs, take a look, man. You see what I got on? You see the hospital gown? Yeah, I'm back in the hospital. And I bet you're jumping up and down, thrilled to death. Well, Moondog's big surprise because I'm jumping up and down and I'm thrilled to death, too, because I'm back in the hospital for my final test. I'm being released in the morning. I'm being released in the morning. That's right, Moondogs. You wondered why I don't turn around and face you? I'll tell you why, Richard Lee, because I want you and your Moondogs trembling in your boots, man. I want the thought going through your head from right now until bell time. I wonder just how bad Eric Embry's hurt. I wonder just how much he can see. Or I wonder if he's back to par. I wonder just how mad he is. Well, Richard Lee, I can tell you, for every ounce of pain that you and your dogs inflicted on me, man, I'm going to do it 1,000 times over. You remember back, dogs. You remember you beat up the junkyard dog. He never showed his face again. You beat up Jimmy Valiant, and he didn't show his face again. You beat up Austin Idol, and he didn't show his face again. You beat up Eric Embry, and Moondogs and Richard Lee. Eric Embry's coming back.
You're out here laughing and enjoying this whole thing. I tell you what, I don't know if you weren't paying attention or what, but he's coming back looking for Spot. As a matter of fact, Looks like Guy, and I know you admire Guy Coffey and the way he runs.
Coffey. I think he's great.
Well, look, wait. Before you say anything, take a look at what Guy Coffey has got scheduled this week for matches. All right.
Sure.
Eric Embry is coming back, going against Moondog Spot in a single match.
That's Eric's problem.
All right. The Moondogs have to put their tag team belts on the line against Jarrett and Lawler this week.
We've done it for the last 4 months.
And that's not all.
Yeah.
You are booked in a boxing match against Charlie Trapper. I'm not sure Mr. Coffey's done you any favors at all this week.
First of all, Eric Embry, if you are any place, brother, where you can listen, let me tell you what you need to do. First of all, you need to put a back in your hospital gown. I love it. And secondly, you need to stay away from Moondog Spot, because Moondog Spot will eat your lunch, punk. Everybody knows that you don't hold a candle to the abilities of any of my dogs, especially Moondog Spot. And then, Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett, you've been coming to the ring night after night after night after night, carrying trash cans, carrying boards, carrying anything you can get your hands on. We took them away from you and beat you upside the head with them. And you know, fellas, you know that you don't stand a chance against my dog. Lawler, you went ahead and won the heavyweight title. Go ahead and wrestle single matches, brother, and stay away from my dogs, because it's going to be detrimental to your health. And then, Charlie Trapper, let me tell you something, punk. You are so fat, buddy, you got to stand sideways to knock on a door. So how do you expect to last 10 rounds with a man that is in the perfect condition that Richard Lee's in? That's all I want to know, Charlie. I'm going to take you, and I'm going to knock you into next week, brother. If you fool with me, you are going to get hurt. Just listen to me, brother. Now, Dave Brown, my dogs love to eat. And I haven't been feeding them a lot lately, but I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to feed them a full-course meal here today in this ring. Do you understand that? And I'm going to bring them out here right now, and I'm going to get them revved up, Dave.
Well, the whistle blows, and here come the Moondogs into the wrestling area right now. Their opponents have stepped into the ring along with the referee. T.D. Steele is going to be refereeing today. And Richard Lee, he's got 3 of them out here. Richard Lee, this is a tag team match now. Trey, Keller, and John Murphy already in the ring. And Richard Lee sends 2 of the Moondogs up there. T.D. calls for the bell. Yeah, you know, he was talking about Lawler and Jarrett bringing the chairs and the boards and the foreign objects. I hope you noticed who brought that in there. It was the Moondogs who brought it in there. The other Moondog, Spot, down here on the floor, has just pounded one of them. Okay, very good. We've changed microphones here. Apologize for that. When the Moondogs threw Keller over the...
My dogs are hungry, and they're just having a little bit of lunch here.
Well, they just about destroyed the studio. When they threw him over the desk here, apparently it yanked one of the mic cords and unplugged it, or ripped the mic apart or something. But I think we're back in session here right now as far as the microphone goes. You've been watching what's going on. The Moondogs instantly come out here and turn it into a free-for-all as they brought a board and took it right into the ring and went to work on these young guys. Richard Lee getting involved. He just smacked one of them with a belt. John Murphy has been hammered with the chair. Moondog Spot out here on the floor. There you see him with that folding metal chair in his hand. The other two in the ring continue to run wild. Now they've got Trey Keller over in the corner working on him. And Richard Lee says, right here, Moondog. Oh, he smashes him with that folded metal chair. These guys. Here comes Guy Coffey out. He grabs Richard Lee. I heard him say, get him out of here. Boy, Richard Lee instantly agreed to it. He's blowing the whistle. He said, okay, I'll get him out. Meanwhile, they're still going. Oh, well, no, here they come out of the ring. And Richard Lee is saying, yes, sir. I'll get him out of here. And finally, he's collected him. He doesn't have him out of here yet. But it looks like maybe they're headed in the right direction. Let's take a break. We'll be back right after this. Well, we finally got him out of here, and, a Guy Coffey came out, and Richard Lee said, yes, sir, I'll take him right out of here, and he blew the whistle, and they finally left. I see the Invader and the Shadow headed this way. They are opponents for the King, Jerry Lawler, and his partner, Jeff Jarrett. What a tag team these two guys are. Here they come right here, and with them is Eddie Marlin. Eddie Marlin over in their corner. T.D. Steele's going to be referee, and he climbs up onto the ring apron. Look at the fans. They want to say hello to Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler, and they're doing so as they head for the ring right now and prepare to go against the Invader and the Shadow. Eddie Marlin over in the corner shaking hands with Jeff. Hadn't seen too much of Eddie around television here the last few weeks due to the suspension by the USWA. That hearing, by the way, should be coming up very soon. The King hands the crown and a unified World Championship belt to security, climbs up onto the ring apron, and we are just about set to go. As soon as we get the signal from T.D. Steele, it says, all right, here we go. Let's see. T.D. says, let's go. There you see Eddie Marlin talking to Jerry Lawler. And Jerry's going to be starting. Wait a minute. Guy Coffey is out here talking to Eddie Marlin about something as the match is just getting underway. Some sort of discussion over there. I can't hear what they're saying, but... the guy's explaining it to Lawler. Well, now everybody is headed this way. Maybe we've got an explanation out of microphone range over there. Jerry, we couldn't hear what was going on. What's the situation here?
Now, as you see, Eddie Marlin's over there in our corner, and Mr. Coffey's already coming out here giving him grief. Now, what are you telling him, Mr. Coffey?
He's suspended. He don't have any business out here. He needs to be in the back.
Okay, wait a minute. Temporarily, he is suspended as the promoter of the USWA, right?
Right.
He has nothing to do with matchmaking or anything like that. But now let me ask you this, Mr. Coffey. That doesn't mean that he would be suspended as, say, a wrestling manager, does it?
No, he can manage, but what I'm trying to tell him, it's not going to look good at his hearing if he's out here at the matches. He needs to be in the back.
Let me interrupt you just a minute. You got all you can do to take care of Guy Coffey. You let me worry about Eddie Marlin. I don't care what you think about
When it comes to the hearing, though, it's not going to look very
Wait a
good
minute,
for you being
Mr.
out
Coffey.
here.
Listen, here's the deal. It's as simple as this. You got it. Well, you didn't do it, but Eddie Marlin is temporarily suspended. Richard Lee is always managing the Moondogs and running out here. We figured, what, shouldn't Jeff and I have a manager, right? What's wrong with that, Mr. Coffey?
He can manage it.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking.
That's it. That's all we're asking for.
Nothing else. Because it don't look good of him when he goes to his hearing with him out here in the match.
Like I said, you take care of Guy, I'll take care of me.
It looks good to us for him to be in our corner.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to settle that then. Eddie's suspended from an executive position with the USWA, but it is okay for him to manage. Technically, the bell has sounded, but let's do it again. Start this match over here. I think that's the best thing to do. T.D. Steele agrees, called for the bell. And Jeff Jarrett starting for his team. has the Invader down on the mat. Oh, the Invader got that left arm wrapped up. Jeff backed him into the ropes, coming off of there. He nails him with the upper arm. Oh, now here comes Richard Lee.
What is Eddie Marlin doing out here?
He's managing Jarrett and Lawler, and he has the approval to do it. He can do that. That's all right. He's suspended from promotion, but not managing.
He's suspended, period. He can't be out ringside.
No, he's not suspended, period. He can manage, and that's what he's doing.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to check, and I'm going to find out if Eddie Marlin doesn't have, number one, a manager's license to be out here. He's history out of here. If Eddie Marlin even thinks he's going to stick his nose into my business, he's going to end up getting... Eddie Marlin can't hide behind Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler. All he's saying, he's going to get in trouble. He lays one hand on me and interferes with my man. He's going to be in trouble, brother, because I don't interfere in the match, and Eddie Marlin better never interfere in the match.
Well, we hear you, Richard Lee. You go check all you want to, but it's already been settled that Eddie Marlin can manage. He's suspended as an executive pending the hearing by the USWA. But managing is okay, and that's what he's doing. He's over in the corner of Lawler and Jarrett. Frankly, I apologize, fans. I was unable to keep up with the action while Richard Lee was over here running his mouth. Jarrett, right now, pretty well in control, though, as he's got the shadow. Takes him down. Shadow over near the rope. Jeff not going for the pin at this point, not putting the shoulders down on the mat. Heard the King tell him, hey, I want to work on that mask a little bit. Jeff continues to hang on to the headlock. Referee T.D. Steele keeping an eye on things. There's a tag. Here comes the King. He's off the rope. Oh, and a big right hand. Did he have that fist doubled up? Yeah, looked like it. He nailed the shadow. Now he drops down with that right hand across the forehead. Going after the mask. He said to the crowd, what about that mask? They said, yeah, take it off. Well, the shadow instantly rolls underneath the ropes to protect the mask. Back into action now. Crowd getting on the shadow a little bit. He was worried about that. You got to pay attention to the King, let me tell you. And Jeff, who's coming in right now following the tag. They double up, send him into the rope. Double backdrop coming off of there. He goes high into the air. It bounces on the mat. Jeff Jarrett picks him up, backs him into the rope. Fires him across the way. Great drop kick by Jeff Jarrett. Puts him down on the mat. Shoulders are down. Jeff starts the count. 1, 2. Oops, only a 2 count. As referee T.D. Steele was counting, Jeff had him in the pin position. Just couldn't quite hold him for the 3 count. The Invader was coming in to help out at that point. Double drop kick. What teamwork we're seeing here from Jarrett and Lawler. There's the count of 3. And this match is history. Jarrett and Lawler with a victory. Eddie Marlin, their manager, helping to hold the hands high as they get a victory here over this team of the Invader and the Shadow. We'll take a break and be back with more from the USWA after this. Well, I want to get Lawler, Jarrett, Eddie Marlin out here, and Charlie Trapper, I see, coming along with them. And just talk to them a little bit about maybe some of the past action, but certainly about some of the action coming up this next week right here. Crowd greeting everybody as they head this way. King, first of all, congratulations to you because you've got that belt right there back around your waist where most folks think it belongs.
Well, you know, I appreciate that, Dave, and I want to thank all the fans for the support out there. I want to thank all of these fine people for helping me get this back where it belongs, right here. Also want to say that it is back. No thanks whatsoever to the Moondogs, because if they had had their way, this belt would still be around the waist of Kamala. Before that match ever got started, Dave, those jerks jumped me, they pile drive me twice, they busted me open, and I guarantee you they left me laying flat on my back thinking that there was no way in the world that I was ever going to be able to get up and win this belt. That's what they had in mind, but all I was able to do was just, you know, usually you hear people say, don't ever go into a game or don't ever go into a match thinking about not getting beat. Go in there thinking about winning. But I got to admit, that when that match started, all I could think about was try to hang on, try to last, get some time in there, and try not to lose. And that's all I did, and I just waited and waited and bided my time. I didn't make a big offensive showing, but I waited until he finally made one big mistake, and that's when I put this belt, like you said, right back where it belongs, brother. Now, Moondog, like I said, if you had had your way, I wouldn't have that belt today, but I got it, and now I got an opportunity to do something that I don't know if anybody has ever done before, and that's where the World Heavyweight Championship singles title and the World Tag Team titles at the same time. And you're looking at my partner, Jeff Jarrett, right here, that I know between us, we can handle the Moondogs. We know it, you know it, and everybody out there knows it. But the big difference has always been Richard Lee. Some kind of way that low-life snake in the grass, scum of the earth, weaseling his way around ringside has made the difference in them still being the champion. But now, everything works out for the best. That's what they always say. So conveniently, Eddie Marlin has been suspended, and Richard Lee's wearing a smile like a Cheshire cat because he thinks he got Eddie out of the picture. But as you can see, Richard Lee, he's back in the picture. He may not be a promoter, but we have hired him as our manager, and I promise you, he's more of a man in his little finger, Richard Lee, than you are in your whole stinking body. And down there Monday night, with him in our corner, Jeff and I are going to do exactly what I said. We're going to put those World Tag Team titles right around our waist, and we're going to strut all over that Mid-South Coliseum, and all of these people right there are going to love it. I promise you that, Richard Lee.
Dave, I just got one thing to say. Richard Lee has got a match with Charlie Trapper here, and if some reason he's able to come to the ring, just act like you want to interfere in that match, and I'm going to do you in, Richard Lee, right there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, Dave, everybody's on a sort of upbeat notion this morning. But Richard Lee, I want you to listen up real good. You know, a couple of weeks ago, I came out here and I hesitated to talk about what you intended to do for me. You intended to throw and had Moondog Spot throw the acid in my eyes. Yeah, and eyesight is sort of a tender spot in my family because my father went through a serious bout with his vision. Now, guys, you may have put Eric Embry's vision out, and I don't know how good he can see. But I know one thing, you didn't hurt his fist, and you darn sure didn't hurt his heart. So Monday night, he's coming for Moondog Spot. I'm going to be watching that match because it could have been me in that revenge match. Could have been me. And like Jerry said, no, yeah, he's the world heavyweight champion, but I'd like to have a belt around my waist, and he sure would too, have two. So guys, you better get ready. Eddie Marlin's in the corner, and Monday night we're walking out the champion.
All right, Charlie Trapper got that boxing match there.
That's what they tell me. You know, I don't know nothing much about wrestling. I know even less probably about boxing. Because what I do know about wrestling, old Jeff here and the King, they've been showing me a little bit now and then. But now they tell me I got to box this guy. Richard Lee, 10 rounds of boxing. Not with me, Daddy. I can knock you out with an old feather pillow on my fist. Probably won't even take one round. I don't think old Lawler and Jeff going to have to worry. Old Marlin's going to have to be out there just having fun in that big old tag match. Because there ain't going to be no way Richard Lee's going to be there. Not after he gets in there and I got them. They tell me I got to wear boxing gloves. Good. I'll just be there, Richard Lee. You see if you can take me. I doubt it.
Should be a very big night, let me tell you. As a matter of fact, let's fill you in on the entire card coming up. Boy, Charlie Trapper's he doesn't care. He's just going to show up, and he doesn't know if Richard Lee's going to be able to walk out of there or not. It's not going to take him 10 rounds. Well, let's take a look at the whole thing. 7:30 is when it begins Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. And the opening match of the night, Larry Arch will be going against Psycho. That's the one that gets things going. Then the next match of the night going to be a tag team match, the Power Twins. They'll be here a little bit later on. Maybe you saw them last week. If not, they are awesome. They are big and they are powerful. The Power Twins will be going against the team of Cat Garrett and Ricky Hayes in tag team action. Then a match that we'll talk a little bit more about later on. This is a gopher match. Man of the 90s with Lauren Davenport. On the other side, you got Tony Falk with Miss Jennifer. Now, the stipulation on this is, well, I tell you what, just stay with us and we'll fill you in more on this match a little bit later on today. But it's a gopher match. That should tell you quite a bit about it. Then, grudge match coming up. Dirty White Girl is going to be stepping into the ring against Nurse Cratchit in this one. Following that, it's that boxing match, a 10-round boxing match. Maybe it'll go 10 rounds, maybe not. Charlie Trapper said he's going to knock him out real quick. He's not going to need 10 rounds. Charlie Trapper goes against Richard Lee as they put on the boxing gloves and step into the ring. Then, Southern title is going to be on the line. Brian Christopher will be going against former University of Tennessee football player Rex Hargrove. We'll try to talk to him a little bit later on, too. This young man has quite a future. I tell you, he's off to quite a start in professional wrestling, and we'll talk more about him and to him a little bit later on. He's got a Southern title shot against Brian Christopher coming up Monday night. Special challenge match. Boy, don't have to say much about this one except Eric Embry, after whatever it is that Moondog spot through in his eyes, Eric Embry is back. He is going to be looking for Moondog spot right in the middle of the ring, and revenge is what's on his mind. The World Tag Team titles then will be at stake as the Moondogs will have Richard Lee in their corner. Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler will be there, and in their corner, they will have Eddie Marlin. Special sponsor all during the month of May, Multitune and Tire. And speaking of that, here's the King right here with a tire on his shoulder. Got to be some giveaways and all that. We'll fill you in on that a little bit later on. King, you got a guest, too.
I got a guest here. This is my good friend here, Glenn from Multitune and Tire. And as you said, Multitune and Tire they're going to be sponsoring some special events involving professional wrestling all this month, starting out this coming Monday night, and it's going to culminate. Now, I got some prizes here that I want to mention that Glenn has helped put together here, and then he's going to tell you about a few more. But they're going to be giving away, like I said, all this month, thanks to Multitune and Tire, going to be giving away ringside tickets every week, general admission tickets every week, a $20 gift certificate at the concession stand down at the Coliseum every week, Jeff Jarrett jacket, Jerry Lawler T-shirts and caps, Jerry Lawler videos, Moondog videos, if anybody would want them, I can't imagine. Listen to this. Somebody's going to win a Saturday morning wrestling party for 10 people where you can bring 10 of your friends up here on Saturday morning and meet all the wrestlers afterwards. And then also a Saturday TV wrestling and lunch with me and Jeff Jarrett after the matches. So not only that, what else are you going to be giving away from Multitune and Tire?
We're going to give away a dozen oil changes, 4 four-wheel alignments, 4 tune-ups, and as a grand prize, we're going to have a $300 set of tires, a complete spring tune-up for your car, oil change, everything complete, big warranty on the tires.
Okay, these are Laramie tires, $300 set of tires. Somebody's going to win down at the Coliseum. Now, also, Glenn, tell them your locations real quick, and then we're going to tell them one more thing they're going to get out there. What's the locations of Multitune and Tire?
We've got 2 locations, one on Covington Pike at 2457, and the other one on Mount Moriah, 5764, Mount Moriah Extended, right next to Jiffy Lube.
That's right, and all this month, anybody that comes by and gets a tune-up at Multitune and Tire, get 2 free tickets to Monday Night Wrestling, okay? So come on by, see Glenn at Multitune and Tire, and we'll see you Monday night, Glenn.
And more about the giveaways, absolutely no purchase necessary for that. And remember, they are the May sponsors at the Mid-South Coliseum for wrestling action. 7:30 again Monday night at the Coliseum, a big, big night. Absolutely hope that you will be there with us. We'll be back right after this. Ring right now over on the left, being inspected. That's Keith Eric. Referee T.D. Steele is checking him out. Oh, I see him walking around the ring right there. Rex Hargrove, there he is. Rex Hargrove, a name that should be quite familiar to fans of the University of Tennessee football team, because this young man has been quite a contributor to the success of that team over the last few years. Offensive guard for University of Tennessee, elected a pro wrestling career when his football eligibility was over. And he is right here today. This is our first look at him in the USWA, but he has already been wrestling, and I tell you what, he comes very highly recommended. We're looking forward to seeing him here today and having him in the USWA. Boy, what a move he just put on Keith Eric. Keith, a veteran wrestler, let me tell you, and you don't do that easily. Rex Hargrove, looking mighty, mighty good. My goodness, power. You want to talk about that. I guess an offensive guard has to be used to moving people off the line, getting those defensive men out of the way. Well, he's been moving Keith Eric around pretty good in the several seconds that he's been wrestling. Look at this. He blocks Keith. Keith can't pick him up. He sure can return the favors. He picks up Keith Eric and body slams him right there. Rex was all SEC, something not easy to attain, let me tell you. Played in the Sugar Bowl with the Volunteers. He has quite a football history. In this first year of action, first partial year of action, he has been something else in the pro wrestling. No, Keith Eric holds onto the rope. Rex Hargrove right there. Nice clothesline, knocks him down to the mat, and Keith Eric has got to be wondering what has hit me here today. You know, you got to figure that Keith came in here thinking, you know, I don't know if he knew Rex or not from his football playing days, but he had to be thinking, hey, maybe a pretty easy day for me. My goodness, Rex Hargrove has not let up. Look at that power slam as he drives him down to the mat. Count up 3, and it's all over. Rex Hargrove, an impressive display of strength here today as he handily defeats Keith Eric and the former great from the University of Tennessee football team. There's the thumbs up sign, and things are looking good. And as we have said, we had heard good things about him, and he is definitely impressive. Here comes Brian Christopher right here. Well, talk about impressive. Here's a young man who's very impressed with his own ability. As he is, well, he has the 2 belts. He has the Southern belt. He has the Texas belt. I hope you got to see Mr. Hargrove in action here, huh?
Yes, I did. And you know what, Dave? I also got to listen to you run your mouth about UT this and Tennessee that and Rex Hargrove, blah, 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 blah. You're making me sick to my stomach. Now, I'm going to tell you the real truth about Tennessee today. Clear me a space. I got a lot of talking to do. Listen here. Give me the mic. Now, I'm going to tell you the real truth about Tennessee. Now, that old Johnny Majors, he's the coach out there. And he's a real smart guy, because if you look at Tennessee's schedule, it's got a bunch of pansies on it every year, year in and year out. Year in and year out. They got teams like Vanderbilt. Ooh, Vanderbilt. Oh, yeah. Texas El Paso. Texas El Paso. Oh, no. Army. Let me run it high. They got Army on there. The Army boys. Shut up, I'm talking. But you see, Dave Brown, when it comes time for the big boys, the big games, the big teams like Alabama, Auburn. Oh, yeah, Auburn. What does Tennessee do then, huh? What does Tennessee do?
Show up for the game.
Oh, no, they don't either. They show up, but when they get there, I'll show you what they do. This is what Tennessee does. They choke, Dave. Big game, UT, they choke. And now, I'm not going for any of these shenanigans, any of these charades. This week, they want me to get in there against Rex Hudler, UT boy, and defend my Southern belt.
Rex Hargrove.
Hargrove, Hudler, Hargrove, UT, blah, blah, blah. I'm sick of you. I ain't going for that. I want Rex Hargrove in here right now. Because you know what? I want him in here right now because you know what? I think it's just like the football team. He's a choker! A choker! Yeah, so Rex Hudler, if you got a gut in that little football playing body of yours, accept my challenge. You got a gut, get in there! Now! I don't want him this week. I want him now.
You've got a match scheduled for him this week with a Southern title on the line. I suggest that's the proper arena, not right here today with this goofy challenge. You don't even know his name. Rex Hudler plays for the St. Louis Cardinals. Here comes Rex Hargrove. Look out. Well, you challenged him, and here he comes. Rex Hargrove grabs Brian Christopher, picks him up, and power slams him down to the mat. And Mr. Christopher maybe bit off more than he can chew here. I don't see Hargrove choking either after all that shenanigans that Christopher did out here. Oh, now, yeah, gets out of the ring, grabs the belt, and trying to find his way to the door. There goes Brian Christopher. And here comes Rex Hargrove. Rex, congratulations on getting rid of him and the victory here today.
Thank you very much. Let me tell you something. Son, when you talk about the University of Tennessee, it's talking about my family. It's talking about everybody's family. Everybody in here. You got that? I'm going to tell you something. Our time's going to come this week. Tell you something else. You don't have what it takes to play for any of those teams like Vandy or Texas El Paso. You don't have it. But I played for UT. I was on a Sugar Bowl team, and you weren't. That's all I got to say.
All right, Rex Hargrove. I don't see him choking. I think Mr. Christopher's Southern title is in jeopardy this week. We'll be back here in a moment. The crowd is giving them every bit of respect that they deserve, which is virtually none. Man of the 90s over yelling at the crowd again. Lauren Davenport there, adding her 2 cents worth. Hey, we've got an interview schedule. If your interview time is rapidly going away, the clock is running. You can either stay over there and insult the crowd for the entire time, or you can come over here for the interview. Well, they're paying no attention to me either. Well, it's their interview time. If they want to continue to do this, then that's their interview time they're wasting. They can either come over here and talk or let the clock run out. I don't care. Your time is running out here. If you have anything to say, then I suggest now's the time we need to talk about it.
First of all, I want to tell you about that bimbo that we won Monday night.
Now, wait a minute. If you're talking about Miss Jennifer, you had Miss Jennifer for a week, too.
She's a bimbo day. That's all she is, a bimbo. I asked her to wash my clothes. She put them in the dryer, and she put soap detergent in the dryer on top of my clothes. That was the biggest mess. Then you know what she did? I asked her to wash the car. She washed it with a Brillo pad. I thought Warren was going to hit the fan. I don't know.
Hey, let me tell you what. I told her to change the oil in my vet. She changed it all right. She changed it twice. You know what she did? She forgot to put the plug back in. All over the sidewalk. Forgot to put the plug back in the car. Typical woman. I said, all right, no problem, pal, you know. Typical woman, no common sense. So I have her go and do the big picture window on our 40-acre mansion, right? She did the picture window. I couldn't even see through them. It looked like the window was cracked from a hailstorm or something. It was streaked from one end to the other. This lady, she's unbelievable. I never knew that women could be so stupid. I'm just glad I have a lady like Miss Davenport in my corner because she's got the brains, the body, I don't know to get the job done, let me tell you.
Well, okay, you weren't satisfied with the work that Miss Jennifer did this week. So what? The week is over, and I'm sure she wasn't thrilled to be there either.
I like having somebody do things for me so much that I decided that obviously Jennifer's not the one who does the housework around their home, that Tony Falk is. So I want Tony Falk in a gopher match, and then when Warren beats Tony, I'll get to have him. Maybe he can do my laundry. Maybe he can wash our car. Maybe he can do things for us.
That's it. Obviously, Tony Falk's been doing all the work around their house in the first place.
Eddie Gilbert is just that. We're talking about their match here. Eddie Gilbert with the. Hi, Eddie. I didn't expect to see you here today. We're in the middle of a show.
I know. First off, I want to ask the director and whoever pitches these things to commercials. I know that right now, some USWA official, and I don't know who's in charge anymore here, since just getting here today and seeing a guy call for Eddie Marlin and so forth. Please don't pitch it to a commercial. I have something to say. I'm not scheduled to be here today. I know you know that. Everyone else knows that. What I want... Well, let me please.
Okay. I was just going to say, I see you have that the global title with you.
So have you told everyone
No, well, no,
a homeboy did good.
No, we
I went
had-
off and became the global heavyweight champion, people. So you see, so what I'm here for, you know, all across our great country right now, everyone's talking about Congress and the scandal, the House banking scandal, because someone exposed it. Well, see, what I've come here today to do is to expose the USWA for what it is.
Now, wait,
No, wait a minute. Let me finish. I'm just like the people throughout this country. I have something to say, and I'm going to say it. I called here right after I won the Global Heavyweight Championship because I had an idea. I said, give me a shot at Kamala, and I'll put the global title up against the USWA title. We'll merge them together. At that time, Eddie Marlin was in charge. Well, what happened? Eddie Marlin said, I'm busy right now. He'd have his secretary put me on hold. He said he'd call back. He never would call back. Well, then all of a sudden, Mr. Guy Coffey becomes your commissioner, promoter, whatever he is, of the USWA. And I called him, and it's the same thing. He puts me on hold. I leave messages to call me. It's no big deal. See, they say here they have an open-door policy. They come out here, right?
We do have an open-door policy. Yeah.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Neither does Guy Coffey, neither does Eddie Marlin, neither does anybody here in the USWA. They do not have an open-door policy because every time I called to come, I called you, sir, and you told me no. You
Eddie,
said I had to come here.
you don't have anything to do with the USWA. This is USWA wrestling. You don't have any business being out here. So the best thing for you to do is take your little
Well,
belt
I'm
and
making
leave.
it my business. Do you understand that, Mr. Coffey?
Well,
I'm making it my business because what you have done is just like the Congress, the senators, the congressmen of this great country. You have lied to the people. You have told them that anyone can come in here and they can wrestle your so-called USWA champion, who has to be Jerry Lawler, but you won't give me the shot. I know what'll draw money. I know what'll make people come to this great coliseum, come to this area. They want to see me put the global title up against the USWA title, but you being the little man that you are, you say no, Eddie Gilbert. And you know what? There's no difference between you and Eddie Marlin. You may think that you're just jealous when the other one's got a little power. That's all.
Let me tell you something. You don't have anything to do with the USWA. If you want to come talk to me, I'll be glad to talk to you in the back, but this is not a place to take care of business. I'll be glad to talk to you in the back.
Take care of business. You won't talk to me.
You can either leave. You can either leave, or I'll get security to take you out.
Oh, you're going to get security. You're going to get security to take me out. Oh, Ernie, your security. Oh, please, just put the handcuffs on me. Take me out of here. Shackle my legs. Take me out of here. Come on, please. Let's show everybody out there, Mr. Coffey. Show everybody out there how you really are. Come on, huh? You don't like a rebel, see? You tell me to go left, I go right. Come on, Ernie, take
Eddie,
me away.
come on, Eddie. You said he's willing to talk to you. He's willing to talk to you, but business needs to be done not out here on television today where you come out and interrupt the show. I mean, here's Eddie Marlin.
Let me tell you something, Eddie Gilbert. I had a lot of respect for your father, but I have none whatsoever for you. Only reason I came out here is because if I hadn't have came out here, Jerry Lawler would have come out here and beat your brains out. And
we don't need you out here taking care of this. You're suspended. We'll take care of this business. You don't need anything to do with this.
Well, let me tell you something.
You
You just took your little self right over there because I got something to say. If I hadn't have come out here, Jerry Lawler would have come out here and beat your brains out, and that would have been exactly what you wanted him to do. And you put the handcuffs on him and haul him out so he can go tell everybody that the USWA has no open policy.
Take care of this. You don't have anything to do with this.
I'm telling you, I do have something to do.
You're suspended. You don't have anything
Now,
to do with
listen to me just for a minute. If you put the handcuffs on him and haul him out, and then everybody all over the country said, well, the USWA has been lying. They do not have open policy. But we do have an open policy, but you have to work your way up. You can't just come in and be the top dog and have the match that you want.
No, wait a minute. See, what I'm trying to say to you is that all the thing in here is that each of you have your little favorite groups. You have your little clique, which it seems like now is Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler. I don't know who your clique is. Maybe I can get in your clique. Then I will get a title shot. See, that's the only thing. No difference between you two. It's all favorites. You have to kiss rear end around here to get a title shot. I'm not going to do it. I had to come on TV.
All he's doing is to get a title match. And he does not deserve the title match.
Take me away.
Don't have anything to do with the USWA. If you want to talk business, I'll be glad to talk to you in the back. We can schedule you a match.
That's the place to do the business.
No, it's not. You don't understand. These men don't care about anything but themselves and their friends. You protect your champion. You want to handpick your champion. You want to be a company champion. That's all they say.
Here's Tom Pritchard out here. Tom?
Hang on just a minute here, guys. You know, I've been watching what's been going on back here on the monitor, and you both act like you don't know who this guy is, and you don't know what he's doing. You see, he's been playing games like this all his life. He's got you two fighting. He's got you two arguing. But you see, the fact of the matter is, you've been doing this wherever you go, Eddie Gilbert. You're no stranger to me, and you're sure no stranger to my family, man. Now, let me tell you this. You may have been all over the country, and you left the USWA, and you want to come back here today and talk about you being some top guy, and you deserve a title shot at Jerry Lawler? Well, let me tell you this, pal. Everybody here in the USWA, including myself, has been busting their back to get a shot at the USWA World Heavyweight Champion. While you've been out in the Global Wrestling Federation or wherever it may be you've been wrestling, we've been here proving ourselves every week, man. So if you want to come up here and just say because you got some belt that you deserve a shot at the World Championship, I'm here to tell you that you don't deserve nothing because you got to work your way up in the USWA.
No, you know what? You know what? Guy Cough and Eddie Marlin would be very happy for you to come out here and say this because you know why? Because you're a company man, too. You're part of the USWA. You're a company man. You will get a title shot before I do because I'm not a company man.
No,
I'm not a USWA. You see, I'm not part of it.
No. I'll get a title shot before you can because I'm worthy of a title shot. I've wrestled everybody here in the USWA, and I know what it is to work your way up here, man. And you want to talk about company men? You want to talk about here in the USWA doesn't have an open-door policy, man?
Right,
I'll tell you this.
They don't.
This week, I was supposed to be in Chicago for Windy City, man. I had a championship match in Chicago, Illinois. But I'll tell you this, tough guy, North American Global Champion. I'll tell you what, man. Why don't I wrestle you, huh? I'll go ahead and cancel. I'll cancel all my shots in Chicago, and I'll wrestle you here in the USWA. And if you're as good as you say you are, and if you can prove yourself, if you can beat me, fine. I'll shut up. But if you can't, and I know you can't.
What is this, conspiracy?
No. Let me just ask you this, man.
Yeah.
You got a nice belt there. Why don't you show me just how good you are? Why don't you go ahead and put that belt on the line and fight me this week, man? Huh? Are you a champion or are you a chump? Tell me that.
I'll tell you what I'll do. It's up to me. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do it, and I'm going to tell you something, Tom Pritchard. I'm going to make an example out of you. And then whoever's in charge, either one of you, I want you to know I want a title shot here.
You got to go through me first before you get anything here in the USWA, pal. And I will beat you.
All right, well, the match is agreed to. Guy, is the match signed?
You're going to go ahead. The match is on. The belt is going to be up, and Tom's going to wrestle him.
All right, it's going to be Tom Pritchard against Eddie Gilbert, and that global belt is going to be on the line. We'll be back here after this. Coming up around the Mid-South. Big action, too. Saturday night, May 23rd. The action returns to Jonesboro, Arkansas. Earl Bell Community Center on Church Street. Look at the folks who are going to be there. Jeff Jarrett will be there. Jerry Lawler, the Moondogs, too. I'm sure you can count Richard Lee in there. Eddie Marlin will be around, too. Jonesboro, Arkansas, Saturday, May 23rd. Always a great night of wrestling action in Jonesboro. This one promises to be no exception. Blytheville, Arkansas, not too many miles away, on Thursday, May 28th. Jeff Jarrett will be there. The Moondogs will be there. This will be at the National Guard Armory on Division Street in Blytheville. Buy your tickets in advance and you save $1. Kossuth, Mississippi, down in the northeast part of the state, Friday night, May 29th, 8 o'clock at the high school. The Athletic Booster Club is sponsoring the action. Bullwhip Hastings will be included on that card, along with Jeff. Moondogs are due there, too. That's on May 29th in Kossuth, Mississippi. Then, Bolivar, Tennessee on Thursday, June 4th. Got plenty of advance notice for all you folks around the Bolivar Central High School, Bolivar Central High School, that is, sponsored by the Hardeman County JCs. Top stars from the USWA will be on the card. More details on the card when we get a little closer to match time. And coming soon, there will be action in Collierville/Rossville, Tennessee. The Collierville Junior Cheerleaders, I understand, are sponsoring this one. Friday, June 5th is when it will happen. And again, we'll have more details on that in the weeks ahead. Don't forget, coming up the soonest is Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Big action coming up down there. More about that as we go along, and we'll review that complete revised card a little bit later on. Back here with more action after this. Crowd here having a good time today. We hope you'll be joining us for championship wrestling one of these days. Had about 50 floor directors that time around. Coming this way, the Power Twins right now. These guys we talked to for the first time last week. They're big and they're tough, and they are back here again today.
That's right. We want to talk to you people for a couple of minutes here. You know, being the world-class athletes that we are, we get to travel all over the world. And recently when we were in Puerto Rico, we heard about this place. We heard about Memphis. We heard about Tennessee. And what did we hear? We heard Jarrett and we heard Lawler. That's all we heard. Lawler and Jarrett, Jarrett and Lawler. Where we went back to New York. We hear the same thing. So that's why we came down here. We did our research. We came down here. We thought we were going to wrestle Jarrett and Lawler. Now that we get down here, we find out they got the Moondogs, too. Big, tough, ugly, nasty Moondogs. Not only do we want to get in the ring with Jarrett and Lawler and the Moondogs. Whoever's champion, whoever's got the belt at the time, whoever's not champion, we want to get in the ring with Jarrett and Lawler and the Moondogs. Let me tell you something. We will fight the right way. We fight with our hands. But we have to get in the ring with the Moondogs. If they're going to bring a weapon, we're going to bring a weapon. We're used to fighting in the back alleys of Manhattan. You guys bring a chair, we're bringing a tire iron. You guys bring a board, expect us to have baseball bats. You want to fight fair? We'll fight fair. You want to fight with weapons? We're there right with you.
Well, all right. That's
no matter who it is, we're going to get in the ring with you, and you're going to see two top world-class athletes in action.
The Power Twins headed for the ring right now. They've got some opponents waiting in the ring for them. Don Kelly and Ken Raper standing up there. T.D. Steele, the special referee. Calls for the bell, and we are finally underway here. The Power Twins come in as heavy favorites against the team of Ken Raper and Don Kelly. Oh, my goodness. Ken Raper trying to pick one of the Power Twins up and slamming. Dave and Larry, I believe, the Power Twins' name. Frankly, I can't tell them apart. They are identical twins. And I don't know which is which when they climb in there. And I last week was looking for identifying marks or some way that I could tell them apart, but I just haven't been able to figure out how to do it yet. I think it's sufficient to say that they're both big, they're both tough, and the wrestling ability doesn't suffer when either of them is in there. Oh, my goodness, they grabbed him around the throat. Dropped him down to the mat. Big double drop by the Power Twins. Now one of them heads back out, the other one stays. Picks up Don Kelly. Don backed into the ropes, fired across the way. And a big clothesline after the buggy whip into the ropes. Don Kelly not having a good day already. Power Twins make a tag. Don Kelly still in there. They back him into the corner. Whip him into the turnbuckles across the way. Oh, look at this. A bit of a sort of a modified slingshot maneuver from the Power Twins. They drive Don Kelly down to the mat near the center of the ring. Power Twins for a tag once again. Ken Raper shouting encouragement to his partner from across the way. That good encouragement, but Don does not seem to be able to do much against this Power Twins team. As we said, they were heavy favorites coming in here. Their reputation preceded them, and the first time we saw them, we knew we had a powerful team that had come into the USWA. As they said just minutes ago, they don't care who they go against. Whoever's got the belt, be it Lawler, Jarrett, the Moondog, they're just looking for the competition, and they're looking for the World Tag Titles. There's a cover. Count of one, count of two, three. That is it. And the Power Twins are going to walk out of here with another convincing victory in the USWA. There is no doubt about it. This is a powerful team and certainly are a threat to take the World Tag Team titles. The Power Twins on their way out of here with a win today. Got an interview right now on videotape with Dirty White Girl. She's got a match coming up this week. Take a listen to what she had to say.
You know, I'm sitting here today, and this has to be the hardest interview I've ever done. Tony's not here with me, and it's obviously I have a problem. I'm not there. I'm trying to get Tony reinstated. I know he come out, and he was mad, and he asked for a loser leave town, and Guy Coffey come out and said, fine, if that's what you want, you can have it. Well, the loser leave town was fine. I was sure Tony was going to win, but when Tony went out there for the loser leave and was having the match, and then all of a sudden, all this interference, Nurse Cratchit, the man of the 90s ran down and everything. Well, Tony can't fight all those people by himself, and I can't, and it's obviously I can't fight two men. And he lost. He was saying things and running around, and I'm sure he said a lot of things he shouldn't have said. He asked for Guy Coffey to come down. He came down. And he basically said, you asked for it, so you have to leave. You lost. Well, I don't think it's fair, and I'm here to ask you people to help me to get a petition together. Anything you can do to help me get Tony reinstated. Like I said, I don't think it's fair, and I can't do it all by myself. And I do have an address if you people would write to the TV station and do anything you can to get Tony reinstated. And the address is Guy Coffey, WMC TV, Memphis, Tennessee. Letters, cards, anything you can do to help me. And Nurse Cratchit, as far as you go, you better hope that you don't interfere again, because if you do, I'm going to take that bedpan and I'm going to bash your head in, and then you're going to be laying up in the hospital and you're going to be using it.
Chef Furniture Sales. Hey.
A lot of help here today, huh? Here's the King back again.
We've got that's a great crowd out here today. Get a shot of the crowd real quick. Always a great crowd out here. Dave, I just wanted to come out here for one more second, take up just a second of your time to mention something that I got coming up also. You know, there's one thing that I love to do with a softball, and that is hit the Moondogs with a softball bat, and that's hit the Moondogs over the head with it. The second favorite thing I like to do with a softball bat is to hit a softball. And, you know, for years now, I've had my team, and we go out on Sundays all around the area, and we help raise money for benefits and charities and stuff like that. And I just wanted to mention the first 3 games that we have coming up around the area. Starting next Sunday, we're going to be up in Dyersburg, Tennessee. They got a team up there called the Kings of Dyersburg. Now, I take that as a personal insult. But we're going to be up there next Sunday, 1:30 at the Slayton Moore Field. And a fine young man who was injured in a football accident up there, Ronnie Enoch. So we're going to be helping to raise some money up there for Ronnie. That's next Sunday, Dyersburg, Tennessee at 1:30. Then the following Sunday, May 24th, we're going to be over in Bay, Arkansas at the Bay Yellow Jacket Field. We're going to be raising money over there for Bay High School. Then Sunday, May 31st, we're going to be up in Jackson, Tennessee at Tobe Bailey Field. And I got my team this year called the Kings of Memphis, and we are coming to do some damage to all these teams up there. They think they're going to beat us, but no way. And everybody that comes out to those games, we're going to give them free tickets to Monday Night Wrestling down here in Memphis. So everybody come and see the softball Kings when we come to your town, okay?
All right, very good. They're an excellent softball team. They've been playing together for a while. They come to play for real, and they do some good work, too, in raising money for those fine causes that Jerry just told you about. Let's look at the Monday night card once again. We got some changes in that Monday night card at the Men's South Coliseum. 7:30 is when it all begins. Opening match of the night, Psycho will be going against Larry Arch. Psycho against Larry Arch in the opening match Monday night. Then you got the Power Twins. You saw them just a few minutes ago, as we said. They have been awesome so far every time we've seen them in the USWA. Cat Garrett and Ricky Hayes will be their opponents. Then the Gopher match. We know a little bit more about this one right now, and this is the one in which Man of the 90s with Lauren Davenport will be going against Tony Falk with Miss Jennifer. You recall, I'm sure, Lauren Davenport and Man of the 90s saying they were not at all happy with the job that Miss Jennifer would do for them and washing the windows in the cars and all of that. It's obvious that Tony Falk is the one who does all the work around the house, they say. So they want Tony Falk to be their gopher for a week if they win. On the other hand, if they lose, then Man of the 90s has to be the gopher for Tony Falk and Miss Jennifer. The gopher match coming up Monday night at the Coliseum. Next one, the grudge match. Dirty White Girls scheduled in there against Nurse Cratchit. Already, I'm sure you heard Kim a few moments ago talking about Nurse Cratchit and what she's going to do to her. Then, boxing match. That's right. It's scheduled as a 10-rounder. Charlie Trapper says, I'm not going to need 10 rounds. Put the boxing gloves on. That'll be fine. And I can knock this guy out, Richard Lee. So Charlie Trapper will be going against Richard Lee in a boxing match come Monday night at the Coliseum. There is a special added match, too. Now, you heard Eddie Gilbert. You saw Eddie Gilbert show up out here and complain that the USWA did not have an open-door policy and they would not let anybody else come in. Well, he's got a chance, as Guy Coffey and Eddie Marlin and Tom Pritchard told him, look, you got to earn the matches, and then, yeah, we do have an open-door policy, but you still have to earn the match. Well, Eddie Gilbert's going to be going against Tom Pritchard, global title on the line, and then if Eddie Gilbert can win the match, then he gets a title shot at Jerry the King Lawler. Southern title will be on the line following that. Brian Christopher, very confident young man as usual, but he's going to be going against former football player and offensive guard for the University of Tennessee, Rex Hargrove. Rex has looked mighty, mighty good. He looked very good here today, and he looked very good here today against Brian Christopher, possibly a new Southern heavyweight champion after the Monday night match right here. Then, special challenge match. Eric Embry, the eyes are healed at least enough that the doctor has released him. He will be back looking for revenge against the man who threw whatever that was in his eyes, Moondog Spot. World Tag titles will be on the line then. The Moondogs will have Richard Lee in their corner as usual, but this time around, an equalizer over in the other corner. Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler will have Eddie Marlin as their manager. Multitune and Tire, the sponsors all during the month of May. There will be special giveaways, no purchase necessary. Be looking for you Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. 7:30 is when it all begins. Coming up right here, oh, I see Lauren Davenport leading Psycho out here. Usually it's Nurse Cratchit leading him out, but I suppose Lauren Davenport has stepped in to be the assistant or whatever you call it. Larry Arch stepping into the ring right now, and T.D. Steele with the inspections. T.D.'s a referee for this match, as he has been all day today. Now the mask, Lauren Davenport removing that mask from Psycho. We've seen this guy before. He is a strange individual. Oh, my goodness. Lauren Davenport charging him up, sending him into battle here. T.D. calls for the bell, and here we go. This match to the expiration of time. Sort of a preview match coming up this week. You're getting a look at it right now as Larry Arch will be going against Psycho. Well, Larry, that didn't stagger him too much. Psycho came off the ropes. Larry Arch stood right there in the middle of the ring and shook it off. This Psycho, I'm not really sure where he's from. The first story we got was that he was a former patient in Louisiana, and then we heard Los Angeles, and I don't know where. Oh, Lauren Davenport trying to trip Larry Arch up from outside. T.D. Steele warning Lauren Davenport, say, hey, you're going to cause the Psycho guy to lose the match if you keep interfering. Larry Arch wrapping up the left arm. Psycho, ooh, he popped him with an open hand across the side of the face. Larry Arch turn, comes after him, and Psycho is down out of the ring, running around. He's hid behind Lauren Davenport, and Lauren Davenport is running around the ring as if to say, hey, why are you following me? Get back in there. And Psycho does climb back in the ring. Larry Arch right behind him. Psycho this time slams his head down into the mat. A body slam by Psycho. Psycho trying to take control of the match right here. Big splash. Count of 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count. Larry Arch able to get the shoulders up, stop the count at 2. He just barely got that right shoulder up off the mat, but he did it. And that's enough. Oh, Lauren Davenport. Lauren Davenport. Hey. Lauren Davenport. Now I was trying to get her attention. Find out why. I don't understand totally why she's out here, to tell you the truth. Usually she is quite willing to discuss the situation. Watching the action here. Hey, Lauren Davenport. I'm just curious, why are you even out here? Usually it's Nurse Cratchit here with Psycho.
It's any of your business, Dave Brown. Nurse Cratchit fell a little bit under the weather. She asked me to take care of him, so I'm going to do so.
Well, all right. All we ask is just what T.D. Steele has asked, and that is you stay out of the match if you want to be over here and be in the manager's corner. Time is becoming a definite factor. Less than a minute to go, and we'll have to ring the bell due to the constraints of time here. As we mentioned earlier, this is an expiration of time match. We wrestle as long as there's time remaining, but then we have to ring the bell, and if the match is still going on, it goes into the books as a draw. Good move by Larry Arch, moving out of the way. He saw Psycho coming full speed across the ring, and he let Psycho run into the turnbuckles. He smacks him with a forearm. Picks up Psycho, throws him into the ropes. Oh, both of them go down to the mat, but Larry Arch goes for the cover. Count of one. Yep, only a 1 count. Less than 30 seconds remaining. Actually, less than 15 seconds remaining. Time just about out. Larry Arch does not go for the cover. Time is up. The bell is sounded. It looked like maybe Larry could have gotten him in the small package. Time is up. This one is going to be a draw as time expires. Psycho raising the hand. There's no winner. Lauren Davenport not happy. Time is up. It is a draw. We'll take a break. We'll be back after this. With the Moondogs here today. That was one of those typical Moondogs matches that ended up being stopped with no decision. Then we had Jarrett and Lawler out here with a man they have hired as their new manager, Eddie Marlin, in their corner. They got a victory here today. Eddie will be in their corner, too, Monday night at the Coliseum when they go against those Moondogs. Rex Hargrove, former offensive guard for the University of Tennessee football team, has turned pro in the wrestling business just a few months ago, has looked mighty good, and off to a good start here today. An impressive victory in his match, and also impressive the way he ran Brian Christopher out of here. They've got a match coming up this week, too. The Power Twins, as they have every time we've seen them, look very, very powerful and impressive. They have action coming up this week. We've got lots more coming up next week right here on Championship Wrestling. We hope you will be joining us at that time. Corey Macklin will be back with us then. Until next week, for Corey Macklin, I'm Dave Brown saying so long, everybody.
And paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USW